Here are some detailed reference images of the 1958 Australian penny featuring Queen Elizabeth II with the inscriptions, DEI GRATIA Regina.fd, a richly storied coin that's perfect for a clean, engaging 4,000-word YouTube script. Let's dive into its history, symbolism, design, and cultural context. Point 1. Historical and numismatic background. Origins and pre-decimal era. The Australian penny was part of the pre-decimal currency system of the Australian pound, used from 1911 until decimalisation in 1966. It mirrored British pre-decimal pennies in size, weight, and value, and until 1964, continued to feature monarchs including George V, George VI, and Elizabeth II. Decimalisation and end of an era. Decimal currency arrived on February 14, 1966, ending the penny's circulation. A 1D coin equated to approximately 0.8333 cents, but the legacy of the penny lives on in collections and cultural memory. Point 2. Design and iconography. Obverse, front, features the young laureate bust of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right. This design, known as the first portrait, was crafted by Mary Gillick, whose initials MG appear incuse near the shoulder. The Latin legend, plus Elizabeth, 2 Gratia, Regina, F laughing face : translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This title reflects long-standing tradition in Commonwealth coinage. Reverse, back, displays a leaping kangaroo, emblematic of Australia, surrounded by Australia above and penny below. The date 1958 lies beneath the tail, with designer George Kruger Gray's initials KG near the tail. The Melbourne Mint's version lacks a dot after penny, while the Perth Mint struck versions, marked Y, included. Point 3. Production and varieties. Mintage figures. In 1958, the Melbourne Mint, no mint mark, produced approximately 10 million pennies, while the Perth Mint, with Y mint mark, struck around 14.4 million. Material and specs. These coins were made of bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. They weighed around 9.45 g, measured about 30.8 mm in diameter, and featured a plain edge. Point 4. Cultural significance and Latin motto. The Latin phrase, DEI GRATIA Regina.fd, is rooted in royal tradition. It denotes the monarch's authority being ordained by divine grace and her role as defender of the faith, a significant touchstone of Commonwealth identity. The simplified legend, dropping, Queen of all the Britons, marked Australia's emerging national identity within the evolving Commonwealth structure. Point 5. Collectability and value. Circulated values for circulated coins vary. In average condition, VG to EF, prices range roughly from 45 cents to 3.00 depending on condition. Uncirculated and proof. Uncirculated, AU, UNC, coins can fetch AUD 6 to 9. While rare proof specimens, P, especially graded, can reach upwards of AUD 391 to 1,178 depending on condition and certification. Point 6. Structuring your 4,000-word YouTube script. To craft a compelling, clean script, consider this outline. 1. Introduction. Present the coin visually and introduce its era, Australia under Queen Elizabeth II, pre-decimal currency. Point 2. Historical context. Explain pre-decimal currency, the role of the Australian penny, and the transition to decimalisation in 1966.3. Design elements. Dive into Mary Gillick's Obverse design, the symbolism of the laureate portrait, and George Kruger Gray's iconic kangaroo. Point 4. Latin inscription. Decode DEI GRATIA Regina.fd, exploring its legacy and why it was retained through 1964.5. Mint details and varieties. Detail the differences between Melbourne and Perth mint issues, versus no. Versions, Y, mark, and production numbers. Point 6. Physical characteristics. Discuss weight, size, composition, and edge, making the script accessible yet informative. Point 7. Collecting and value. Highlight where to find coins today, in collections, auctions, or online, explaining grading categories, circulated, UNC, proof, with illustrative examples. Point 8. Cultural reflection. Reflect on how the coin symbolizes Australia's cultural identity, monarchy ties, and numismatic heritage. Point 9. Conclusion. Sum up its place in history, its beauty, and why it continues to captivate collectors and history buffs alike.